Welcome back. Senior business editor Mike Eppel joining us now. Mike Eppel, good morning. Happy Monday.
Thank you. Same to you. Good morning. Nice to see you.
Likewise. Okay, let's start with concerns some Canadians have over rising debt levels as well as interest rates.
I think it's a concern a lot of people are now getting even more worried about. FISA, for lack of a better description, a survey by MNP, Debt Insolvency Trustee Firm, looks at, what's going on right now. You've got inflation. You've got interest rates going up. People had a lot of debt to begin with. A good swath of the population that had to borrow money during the pandemic. And if you've got interest rates going up, what does that do? Well, it raises your monthly costs, for lack of a better description. And there were a lot of people who were close to the brink before the current cycle of interest rates going up. And 50% plus say they're worried about what the future holds now that borrowing costs are on the rise, specifically if you've got a lot of debt. So it basically points to the balance and the risk that policymakers have right now, because the rising inflation is sort of out of their hands to some extent because of supply chain issues and everything else that's going on. And you want to raise interest rates to kind of slow down the economy, if that makes any sense. But that hits a lot of people with their expenses. And don't forget, over the next year or two, we're going to have a lot of mortgage renewals coming due. And it's going to be looking at a much different interest rate environment when those are coming up, as opposed to the 1 to 1.5% that people have been able to get in the past couple of years for longer-term mortgage rates.
Okay, you mentioned expenses right there. I know a question many people have, gas prices, will that keep going up?
Yeah, probably. Unfortunately, yeah. Look, the price last week this time was, and we talked about this actually, about how it was pretty much at the low of this cycle. And ever since, about, I think it was Wednesday last week, the price has just gone up and up, because the price for oil last week gained $11 per barrel. So this morning, or over the weekend, I think we saw a peak price here in the GTA of almost $1.77. They're switching over to the summertime blends for gasoline, and that takes a little bit of supply out as well. Tasty. So, no, look, it's expensive, and people were, a lot of people driving this weekend. Let's face it, was a long weekend, Easter weekend, Passover and such. And the other thing I'm watching this morning, FISA, is the price for natural gas, which is that's at a 14-year high at last check. And that takes a little more time to get through the system, because it has to go through the regulatory process for the distributing companies to actually raise prices. But look for that in the coming weeks. Okay,
a roller coaster story, I like to call it. Twitter, Elon Musk, what's the latest here?
Well, Twitter doesn't want Elon Musk to buy the company. That's the bottom line. They've basically established a takeover defense plan to block Elon Musk specifically from owning more than 15% of the company. It's called a poison pill defense, where they basically flood the market with stock and makes it a lot more expensive, specifically for Elon Musk, if he wanted to buy the company. The funny part about this, or interesting part, is that Jack Dorsey, founder of Twitter, is on the board of directors, and he's not happy with the rest of the board, actually, for blocking Musk. He only owns about 2% of the company now, but he's saying that they're not doing what they should be doing and really entertaining Elon Musk's takeover. So that's an internal battle within the board of directors itself at Twitter about the future of this company. Oh, yeah, and Tesla reports earnings this week. So that's actually a company that makes a whole bunch of money for Elon Musk, and we'll see how those earnings go.
You know what? I'd like to have an ear in that board meeting between Twitter and Elon Musk.
Yes.
What's the tea there? We always have Mike Eppel to tell us the latest.
He'll be tweeting about it, I'm sure, as the day goes on. So our eyes and ears to everything.
Mike Eppel, thank you so much, as always. Appreciate chatting with you.